This week in Jamaica Now, Kingston teacher stimulating minds and warming hearts amid education disruption in inner-city communities.
Doesn't matter if they're not members of my class. I just know definitely that I am responsible for the nation's children, so I'll have to do something about it.
Tragedy. A father killed after a landslide in Shooters Hill, St. Andrew. His daughter is missing. COVID alarm again. 36 cases confirmed at a children's home and 68 at a Golden Age home. Brawl on board. Why an American traveler was arrested aboard a JetBlue flight in Kingston. George Nooks charged with drug offenses 18 months after an incident in Ligny, St. Andrew. And winding down to the PNP leadership election, Mark Golding nominated. Yes or no? Are you in favor of decriminalizing buggery in Jamaica? Your 5 seconds are elapsing. Lisa Hanna was first to get her name on the ballot. You will have 5 seconds to complete each answer. Bob Marley or Peter Tosh, who would get your blessing for national?
Lord of mercy.
I'm Damian Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. There was tragedy in the eastern St. Andrew community of Shooters Hill on Friday as a man was killed when his house was flattened during a landslide. His body was pulled from the rubble by rescue workers who dug through the mud even during heavy rains. However, his daughter remains missing.
About 8 o'clock, 7:38, the landslide took place. And when we came, we saw the house in shambles. We couldn't find who was in it. We searched frantically and we found our friend Romy, which is the man. Then we understand, based on where we found him, that the daughter is building the rubble behind somebody else's house. We have been digging for about 2 hours the most, or more, trying to find her.
Meanwhile, the heavy rains have also resulted in widespread flooding along several roadways. Inner-city teacher Tanika McCoy Phipps has been stimulating minds and warming hearts amid the disruptions to education caused by COVID-19. McCoy Phipps, a teacher at the Union Gardens Infant School in St. Andrew Southwestern, has been leading a team of educators into inner-city communities to impart lessons daily. In an interview with UNICEF Jamaica, McCoy Phipps said she decided to take on the challenge after realizing that many inner-city children were being left behind because they did not have the facilities for remote learning.
One day I was just around the back of...
And the health ministry says Jamaica's COVID cases may now have plateaued. However, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is urging people to continue to observe the COVID containment protocol. At the same time, the government this week reported the discovery of COVID clusters at the Golden Age home in Kingston and the Mustard Seed Communities residential facility in St. Catherine called Jerusalem. At the Mustard Seed Communities, 36 cases have been confirmed. That's 20 residents and 16 staff members. Meanwhile, there have been 69 cases at the Golden Age home, 40 residents and 19 staff, with 10 yet to be confirmed. The minister with responsibility for local government, Desmond McKenzie, says there was a breakdown in the administration of the COVID protocol at the Golden Age home.
Based on the testing that has been done and the tracing and the limited information that we know, it is clear that it is out of those breaches that the residents were infected. And as I said earlier on, the investigations to determine how and who is on the way.
The police had to be called in to remove a boisterous United States traveler from a JetBlue flight in Kingston earlier this week. A brawl began in the plane after the man reportedly used a derogatory term to refer to a Jamaican woman who was in his assigned seat.
Nigga, please. What? You say nigga all I want. Yes, I can. Oh my God!
Flight attendants urged calm, but the angry passengers insisted that the man should be removed from the flight.
We are waiting on the cops.
Yeah! Get out of here!
It's winding down to the People's National Party's leadership election on Saturday, November 7. This week, the St. Andrew South Member of Parliament, Mark Golding, and Lisa Hanna, the St. Anne South Eastern Member of Parliament, were both nominated for the clash. Both of them are confident of victory. Golding and Hanna were also special guests at the Gleaner's Editors Fora. They also made an attempt at the Fast Five. Trump or Biden for November 2020 U.S. election, who will win?
Biden.
If not Jamaica for you, then definitely where?
Jamaica.
True or false, you support the Caribbean Court of Justice becoming Jamaica's final appellate court?
True.
Yes or no, are you in favor of decriminalizing buggery in Jamaica? Your
That's
5
a tough
seconds
one.
are elapsing.
God.
That's not a yes or no answer.
Yes or no to this question, Jamaica should move to legalize ganja. Your seconds are elapsing.
No, that has to be taken to the public with consultation.
Bob Marley or Peter Tosh, who would get your blessing for national?
God of mercy. If I had to do what?
Assuming you have the deciding vote, Bob Marley or Peter Tosh, who would get your blessing for national hero?
That one rough. Both.
True or false, your government would pass legislation for paternity leave?
Yes.
Father Richard Holong or Edward Warmington, who would you ask to say prayers at your installation?
Oh God. Bishop Holness.
Jamaican recording artist George Nooks is now facing cocaine and other criminal charges. Nooks, who's 59 years old, was arrested by the narcotics police on Thursday and charged with possession of cocaine and attempting to pervert the course of justice. On Friday, he pleaded not guilty in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court and was offered bail in the sum of $300,000. The latest charges are related to an incident in Ligony, St. Andrew in April last year. In that incident, Nooks allegedly tossed a plastic bag containing a white powdery substance to the ground as he was being approached by cops conducting a narcotics operation. In May last year, Nooks was freed of cocaine charges in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court in an unrelated case. Residents of a neighborhood in Hope Pastures, St. Andrew, have won their appeal against the Jamaica Public Service Company, the JPS. They were challenging the decision of the electricity company to demand that they assume the expense for their underground power distribution system. In 2018, the residents took the matter to the appeal court after Chief Justice Brian Sykes ruled that the JPS cannot be compelled to provide electricity to communities through underground cables at its expense. In May 2018, Chief Justice Brian Sykes dismissed the suit, saying that in approving the Hope Pastures housing scheme, Parliament made it clear that those residents who wanted their electricity supplied through an underground system would have to pay for it. However, the appeal court has said the JPS is under a statutory obligation to supply electricity by underground means once it is safe to do so. The matter will now, however, go to trial to determine the issue of safety if there are changes to be made to the underground distribution system. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, turn on your notifications and subscribe today. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, more of the story of the teachers stimulating minds and warming hearts amid disruption to education because of COVID-19.
I can't let my children down.